If everybody could please put themselves on mute, and we'll just leave Marilyn open for now, and then mute yourself as you need to.
I will mute myself as I need to. So welcome to this last Unity Kitchener Sunday in August. Thank you for your patience for the last few minutes of just getting our Zoom organized. It's a pleasure to be on Zoom though, because we do get to see everybody. So the Unity theme for August is acceptance. I release resistance and experience acceptance. And let's do some joy singing today.
Can everybody hear the, let me know if you can hear this. I might have to, give me a heads up if you can hear it, or thumbs up.
It's got the words. Yeah.
Very quiet.
Okay.
Good.
Sorry, I think I need to share my sound. Forgot about that. Hold on a moment, please.
I'm gonna get my glasses.
Okay, I think that changed everything. So, here we go.
And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was not.
No.
I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, I'm muted.
I am going out from that. I don't like today.
No music.
I don't know what happened there. I'm just going to ask everybody to mute themselves again, please. And I will get into the opening prayer, even though we missed the last verse. So let's just take a moment, and I invite you to relax into your chair. And we'll take the ideas from the song into prayer. We take in a deep breath. And as we let it go, we release. And with each breath that we release, we let go and allow God to move in and through us and through our lives. We surrender to our greatest, highest good and allow love and gratitude to fill us with a mighty faith as we co-create our world and our lives. We affirm that there is only one power and one presence, and we are one family. And so we let go and we let God, and we release any belief that no longer serves us. We step confidently into today, knowing Spirit is with us. And now let us return to the here and now with peace in our hearts, and so it is.
Thank you, Trish. That was lovely. Let's step into the day knowing Spirit is with us. Welcome to Unity Kitchener. My name is Marilyn Smith, and I am delighted to be able to be with you this morning as a platform person. It's an honor and privilege to be able to lead the service. We're just going to say a quick hello to Cheryl as well. She's taking a well-deserved day off today. She has been working very hard organizing spirit groups and making sure that people are able to host and be able to facilitate them. And the last couple of Saturdays have been full of that, as well as organizing workshops and the regular Unity stuff. So Cheryl, take a well-deserved day off, and we're happy to have you sitting in the background. Hooray for everything you do. Welcome to Unity Kitchener. We all know that Unity is a positive, practical, progressive approach to spirituality. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore built Unity as an evolving practice. So no dogma, always evolving. How do we talk about God in Unity? Some other ways we speak about God are the words life, light, love, substance, principle, law, energy, universal mind, or something else you can think of for yourself. that replaces the word God to anything that gives you the positive infusion of spirit. We invite you to use or substitute any language you wish with whatever name you feel comfortable using. We see God as one power, all good, omnipresent, always present, everywhere present, and all wisdom. God is divine energy. God is within us at all times, continually creating, expressing, and sustaining all creation. And what does unity say about humankind? The nature of humankind says we are all individual, eternal expressions of God. Our essential nature is divine, and therefore we are all inherently good. Our purpose is to express our divine potential as realized and demonstrated by Jesus and many, many other master teachers and way showers. The more we awaken to our divine nature, the more fully God expresses in and through our lives. The teachings of unity teach that heaven is not a place, but actually a state of consciousness. We create our own heaven and hell, if that's a belief system you have, here on earth. We all have an innate capacity to know God within through direct experience of co-creation. There is a spark of divinity within all people, just as there was in Jesus and the many master way showers. We know from our past and from our present that affirmative prayer works. And we live with affirmative prayer knowing that whatever we affirm is heard and acted upon by the universe. And we are here to make the world always a better place. Unity's vision worldwide as we see a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And here at Unity Kitchener, our mission to transform consciousness and empower lives. Let's sing Growing Love.
Growing love, we're forever growing love. It's a seed that we can sow, without caring it will grow. We are family, we are friends, and the feeling never ends. Together we're forever growing love. We seek the sunshine, we bless the rain. Through the storms we know the sun will shine again. We have got light in our hearts. We're growing up and living from the start. Growing love, we're forever growing love. It's a seed that we can sow, without caring it will grow. We are family, we are friends, and the feeling never ends. Together we're forever growing love. We imagine a world at peace, and we know someday our dreams will be released. All we ask is that people care. We sing this song for people everywhere. Growing love, we're forever growing love. It's a seed that we can sow, without caring it will grow. We are family, we are friends, and the feeling never ends. Together we're forever growing love. Together we're forever growing love. Together we're forever growing love.
And now for the daily word for Sunday, August 30th. Please affirm with me. Together, the light of God surrounds me. When darkness casts shadows in my life or in the life of someone I care about, I call upon the divine light that lives within me and expresses as me. Just as the light of the sun illuminates the sky, the light of God illuminates my mind, brightens my soul, warms my heart. Even during life's darkest moments, the light of God is always shining within me, just as it shines within all people. Basking in this light, I find the strength and power to lift myself up through acts of service and loving kindness. I can be the light that helps guide others through any darkness they may be facing. Every smile, every kind word, thoughtful deed, or offer of help has the potential to brighten someone's day. Please affirm with me. Together, the light of God surrounds me. And now we invite you to affirm. Together, we know that God is a love that has no end and a power that knows no bounds. God's healing power of divine life is restoring, healing, and revitalizing our world in this very moment. We let go of any fears or anxieties, and we affirm that we are safe, healthy, and protected. We bless all those who support us in maintaining vibrant, radiant health. And we express divine life in all we think, say, and do. We bless our global family with radiant health, peace of mind, and abundant love. And so it is.
I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I
What a perfect song. How beautiful. And thank you, Cleo, for that lovely reading of the daily word and our affirmations. Trish, that was just a perfect song to lead into introducing our Reverend Lori Hisson. Reverend Lori, I don't have a bio for you here, but I know that you are the Unity minister at Unity London for many years, and you have since retired. I'm sure you're doing many things with Unity Canada and keeping involved in everything Unity that we do. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to you. If everyone can make sure that they are muted so we can see Lori on our main view of the speaker, that would be great. And let's give a great big Unity Kitcher welcome to Reverend Lori Hisson, talking about let go, easy peasy or not.
Okay. Well, I think I'm showing that. Can you hear me? Am I muted? You can hear me. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, good. And then how do I get my picture on? I take my picture off and just go to speaker view.
You can go to speaker view if you want. You'll just see you and the slide. Or if you want to go to gallery view, you'll see a whole bunch of people that are on.
Okay, but everyone can see me. So yeah,
yes.
You don't need to look at that picture the whole time. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyways,
the settings are on each individual computer. So it doesn't that we can set it so that they can see you. They have to set it themselves.
Okay, super. Well, listen, it's wonderful to not have to drive an hour to be with you this morning. So there is good in everything. I'm constantly reminded with this pandemic situation. You know that I always like to start with a joke, and so I'm going to do that. So Jack was walking along this cliff, and he got too close to the edge, and he fell over. And on the way down, he grabbed a branch. And he looked over his shoulder to see how far down it was, and he was horrified to find that the bottom of the cavern was like 1,000 feet down. So he started to yell, "Help! Help! Is anyone there? Help!" And he called and he called, and he couldn't see anyone, couldn't hear anyone. So finally, he just kept going, "Help! Help! Is anyone there?" And then he heard this voice, "Jack, I see you." And Jack asked, "Well, who's there?" And the voice said, "It's the Lord, Jack." "Well, where are you?" "I'm everywhere, Jack." And Jack asked, "Are you God?" And he answered, "Yes, it's God." "Oh, God, I'll stop sinning. I'll be the best person ever. I will dedicate the rest of my life to be in service to you." And God said, "Jack, let's just hold off. Wait a minute. All of these promises, let's just put them aside and let's just get you out of where you're at." And Jack said, "Great, what do I do?" And God said, "Trust me, Jack, let go." Jack's like, "Let go?" "Yes, let go, Jack." Well, a few minutes go by, and then we hear Jack yelling, "Help, help! Is anyone else there?" You know, it's not so easy peasy to let go when we don't know. When we don't know if the job that we want to leave is really going to be beneficial for us and go to another job that we don't know. We don't know if we should leave the relationship we're in, if we should sell the house, move from where we are. We don't know. And this not knowingness creates all kinds of fears in us. And put on top of that the fact that we truth students, we want to show up at our best. We want to live a spiritually evolved life. So we put that extra pressure on ourselves, and life can feel overwhelming when we woulda, shoulda, coulda on ourselves, and when we're filled with fear about not being able to take that next step, thinking that I have to show up evolved for my friends and family. So we listen to that negative self-talk or those distorted thoughts, and it can all just throw us off. And it's not so difficult to let all of that go. And yet the prophet Isaiah in chapter 41, verse 10 wrote, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Well, what does that mean? To have the help of God's righteous right hand. So today we're looking at our God-given power of release, and at a favorite expression, a unity expression, let go and let God. And we're going to take a look at what the true meaning for that is. Because letting go isn't so easy peasy. I know that you have discovered that. I know I have too. And yet life requires us time and again to let go. I was watching a mother bird outside my window, and she was feeding her baby bird. And I thought, it's going to come to a time where that mother realizes that she no longer has to feed that bird because it will have learned on its own how to find food. Well, we humans have to let go at times. Our offspring become self-sufficient and they leave our nest, hopefully, right? And I've had a number of opportunities over the years. My daughter Jennifer is 39, and a number of opportunities to let go. When she was 3, she was diagnosed with cancer. So I had to let go of that idea that I had in my mind of how life would be going forward. When she was 17, I had to drive her to Guelph, to the Homewood Treatment Center, and leave her there for 4 months because she was being treated for anorexia, an eating disorder. I had to let go. And then when we took her to college in Windsor, took all her stuff, got her into residence, and we had to drive away and let go again. And then she moved north with her then boyfriend, and we let go again. Now the letting go looks like trying to not give her advice. And if you're a parent, you'll know exactly what that is like. In the midst of the aforementioned months when Jennifer was going through her anorexia and before she was finally admitted for treatment, I was a mushy mess. I was actually the president on the board at Unity of London at the time. And I could barely function. Very difficult having a child who won't eat. And people would say to me, Lori, let go and let God. And my response would be, I can't, because God is not doing a very good job. Can you relate to that? Have you ever felt like that? So in the midst of everything that was going on, I retreated to Unity Village for a week. And it was there that I was able to stop pushing. My franticness level came down. People there embraced me, and I was spiritually supported and uplifted in prayer and literally. And you may know this, that beside the hotel and conference center at the village, there is a garden, and it's called the Lowell Fillmore Garden. And there is a stone base with a plaque on the top with an inscribed poem by Lowell Fillmore, and many of you perhaps know this poem. I would read this poem over and over and over again. And it goes like this. When for a purpose I had prayed and prayed and prayed, until my words were worn with arduous use. And I had knocked and asked and knocked and asked again, until all my fervor and persistence brought no hope. I paused to give my weary brain a rest and ceased my anxious human cry. In that still moment, after self had tried and failed, there came a glorious vision of God's power. And lo, my prayer was answered in that hour. Now, did you hear it? That when I ceased my anxious human cry, in other words, when I was totally exhausted, I stopped. And in that space, I was able to create a space where I could finally discern my divine self's guidance, righteous guidance. You see, when we're working to release something that feels like a wall or a block, it's easier to do so if we rely on two forms of help. And the first form that I want to talk about is human. So perhaps you've had times, and you can relate to this, where your friends simply had to have the faith for you that you couldn't have in a moment of despair. They held you up. They walked beside you along the path of faith when you weren't feeling it, right? There's the story of Androcles and the lion that you may remember. And Androcles was a slave, and he ran away from his taskmaster, and he found himself in a cave. It was very dark. And as he was in there, he heard a noise, and he turned around and he saw a lion walking towards him. And he thought, oh, this is it. This is it. I'm going to get eaten. So he cowered to the back of the cave, and the lion growled. And then he noticed a tear coming out of the lion's eye. And he saw the lion's paw. And the lion's paw was swollen, and there was a huge thorn in the paw. And Androcles pulled that thorn out. And the lion smiled and licked his face and then retreated. And Androcles knew then that he would be saved. Now, fast forward 3 years, and the Romans are persecuting anyone who is Christian, and they're demanding that Androcles deny his Christianity. But he says no. So they tell him that they are going to throw him into the lion's den. And guess who the lion was that he faced? Well, when the lion came out and saw Androcles, he ran over to him and licked his face. And the Romans, seeing this, were amazed, and they decided not to kill him because they saw that he had some kind of magic inside of him. And the truth is that each and every one of us have that same magic inside of us. You know, we all at various times are thrown into the arena. But do you know what saves us? It's those times when we've helped other people, when we've put our stuff aside and stepped into our best self so that we can help them when they're at their worst. We pull out their thorns and they pull out ours. Helping others is one way that we can release our ego, get out of our heads, and help other people. When we can realize that we don't have all the answers, that we don't know all the ways to do things, that we don't understand that it's not easy peasy to let go, that we need the help of other people. So that's the human part of the story, and it's important. It's easier to release our worries and our concerns and our fears when other people just lift us up and see us as we truly are. When we can't do it, they do it for us. I think one of the toughest things to release is our thoughts. And in her book, Divine Audacity, Reverend Linda Martella Whitsett writes about Charles Fillmore's thoughts on this. And here's what she writes. She writes that Fillmore taught the beliefs that you and your ancestors have held in mind have become thought currents, so strong that their course in you can be changed only by your resolute decision to entertain them no longer. They will not be turned out unless the ego through whose domain they run decides positively to adopt a means of casting them out of their consciousness. And at the same time, as we cast out, we need to erect these gates that will prevent their inflow from external sources. This is done by denial and affirmation, and the denial always comes first. You know, it's not a lesson about denials and affirmations, but they are a way to release. And so a denial is not denying what is showing up in this moment, right? It's denying that something has power to take away my joy or my happiness, or denying that something has control over how I show up. Sometimes we blame other people. You made me feel this way. No, other people can't make you feel a certain way. So a great denial, an example of one for now would be that this pandemic has no power to take away my daily joy. And then an affirmation is a statement of truth, absolute truth. And we know that truth is principle, something that cannot be changed, and something that is the same for everybody. Everyone has access. This is true about everybody when it's truth. And so Charles Fillmore, in his 94th year, spoke this affirmation: I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. When he says, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm, that is the truth about every person everywhere, because zeal, enthusiasm, that's one of our divine powers. That's a quality of Godness. And so it is there for everyone. So our human self needs to claim what our divine self already knows. Now back to Linda's book, because the divine audacity is about each of our 12 powers. And so she writes that healing results from aptly applying the divine power of release or elimination. Erase the false, return to the true, our immutable, irrepressible, divine nature. Spiritual release is our power to cleanse. And then she goes on to give us this great idea of how we know when we have to release something. And she calls it congestion. When you feel congested, you've got so many thoughts, you can't sort them out. You feel foggy brained. Have you ever had that? You just don't know which way to go. You're so cluttered. There's a lot of people, a lot of things in the way from your perspective, and you can't move forward. So when you're feeling that way, that's a sign that we need to do some releasing. So to tear down those walls that are inside of us and outside of us, we need to get help beyond our human self and beyond the people that walk with us on the journey. And so we come to that expression because the second kind of help we need is divine. So we come to the expression, let go and let God. Well, Unity Minister Reverend Paul Hasselback has 2 books that are this size. The first one is called Get Over It, and this one is Get Over These Two. And the subtitle is More Truth About What You Know That Just Ain't So. So he takes these phrases that we speak in Unity and probably other New Thought communities, and he breaks them down and he looks at them. Are we really understanding what they mean? And so let go and let God is one of them. So he writes, this phrase asks us to let a God out there handle some problematic situation for us. It's like we take this biblical God who is great, and we make this God into a fix-it man in the sky. He says it perpetuates the belief in a separate God or universe, which knows better than we do what kind of good that we should have. So I'm going to share with you a little bit more of what he says about let go and let God. He says there's only one power and one presence, one divine mind, and we are not separate from that one mind, one presence. We aren't one with spirit, we are spirit. There's no need to give up or abdicate our power, but there is something we need to do to release, and that something is our sense-addicted personality or ego.
Yeah.
talks about how we have to let our Christ come forward. He says, in a sense, we must pry our fearful
I'm going
egos.
to join Cheryl's thing.
Okay, Dee.
So I'll speak to you.
All right. I'll
All
talk to you soon. Okay.
Hi.
All right.
Okay, so we're getting some interference here. Does everyone have their mute on? Ah, okay. In a sense, we must pry our fearful egos out of our lives and circumstances and pray that our oneness, our Christness, comes to the forefront of our conscious awareness. So how do we do this? We do it through prayer, meditation, denials, and affirmations. We remember that the answer we are looking for, we are that answer. We have it within us. So then he takes a phrase, let go and let God, and he phrases it. And his rephrase is, leash ego, unleash Godness. Well, I like to say it this way. Instead of let go and let God, let go of our fears and let our Godness direct us. Let go of our fears and let our Godness direct us. Charles Fillmore said, there must be a letting go of old thoughts before the new can find place in the consciousness. Everything begins with thought. And two ways of letting go of old thoughts is to seek and accept the help of the humans that are walking this journey with us. Let them remind you of the truth of who you are when you are feeling less. Turn within to access your divine superpower of release and connect to your Godness. Let go of your worries and your fears and trust that your good is unfolding. And use your denials and affirmations to erase the false and to accept in the affirm the truth. Well, you might be wondering about my daughter Jen and how she's doing since I've spoken about some of her challenges. And she's doing excellently. When I picked her up from Homewood Treatment Center in Guelph, the male nurse who had been working with her said to her, "You'll be back." And as soon as he was out of earshot, I turned to her and I said, "Jennifer, that does not have to be your truth. You do not have to come back. You are healed." And she never did go back. She went on to lecture, to share her story of healing and wholeness with high school students. An amazing feat to get up and talk to hundreds of high school kids about her journey. She has learned to love herself more. And me, well, I'm on the journey of letting her go and honoring her journey. And I provide some human help along the way when she asks for it. So let's take all of this into meditation. And first by singing, Let Go of the Shore.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, flow into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, flow into the mystery. flow into the
Try to take a deep breath in. A deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And another cleansing breath in. And let it go. Let your shoulders relax down. Let your eyes close and let your jaw relax. And just let your chair support you. So I'm going to share with you a little bit from Reverend Linda's meditation on release. Let my words be yours. I bless and appreciate my mental capacity to release the past, to drop unhealthy patterns of behavior, to forgive, and to free myself from untrue assumptions and beliefs that disempower me. I celebrate my spiritual release ability. I am not merely a physical body. I am not only human. I am not limited by my age, ethnicity, education, or any human factor. I cannot be weak or unworthy. I release my best human self, understanding about myself, God, others, and life itself, so that I am open to new insights. I release past judgments and condemnation of myself and others. I cleanse from my mind ridiculous ideas of lack and limitation. Release is my spiritual name and nature. I naturally and effortlessly release wasteful thoughts of unworthiness and only human limitation. With every breath, I release the moment past, that I might be wholeheartedly present now. And I invite you to bring to mind something that's going on in your life that you would like to release, to let it go. It might be a thought, and so we want to focus on erasing that distorted thought, that fearful thought, that worry, and bring in the truth of who you are. So bring that thought, that situation or person into onto the black screen of your mind. And we affirm as we are looking upon that, I let go of fears, and I let my godness direct me in this situation or with this person, with letting go of this idea. I let go of fears, worries, concerns, and I let my godness direct me. Let's take a moment to be with that. I pray that you're feeling some lightness as you move through that exercise, knowing that you can always come back to it. You can come back to the words of Reverend Linda in her meditation about release in her book, Divine Audacity. And so we take a deep breath in, We let it go. Relax your shoulders down. And we say, and so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. And all women. Namaste.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, flow into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, flow into the mystery. No need to make a plan, your heart will be your compass. Lift yourself in faith and trust you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, flow into the mystery. Flow into the mystery.
Wow. Thank you, Reverend Lori. What a beautiful message to give us. It was just wonderful to hear the reminders of affirmation and denials, which sometimes we forget how to use them in the positive way. And we're just so grateful for your thoughtful message and bringing us your personal stories as well. Sometimes that makes it so real for all of us when we understand everybody has the trials and tribulations that walk through life, and we all can use these, sometimes really basic messages, but we don't always get them until we really get them. And we're faced with something to actually use them and put them into place. Being a bit like Jack at the very beginning in your joke and being willing to let go, but not looking for the outside to save, but actually going inside and saying, is there anybody else there? Well, maybe there isn't. We're just always co-creating. So thank you very much. We're extremely grateful to have you here. And we hope you come back again very soon.
You're most welcome.
Thanks so much. A few messages just to carry on with our service. Fall 2020, we'll be having a couple of workshops, Growing Through Change, community workshops that will be led by Reverend Greg Coles. Reverend Greg is a friend of Unity Kitchener, as many of you know, and he spoke last weekend with us. And he is the coordinator for all of the Great Lakes region in Michigan area, but he also works with Unity Worldwide Ministries and does a lot of facilitating, coordinating, mediations, one thing another. So as it says on the screen, these are not to be missed opportunities to discover inspiring insights that will guide us, I will say, and our communities into an ever more vibrant and thriving future. Couple of dates to put on your calendar for these workshops. They will be on the Saturday and Sunday, September 12th and 13th. We'll be exploring change. On October 3rd and 4th, we're visioning a new unity for Unity Kitchener. These will be on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturdays will be from 9 to 12 and 1 to 4. And Sundays will be the workshops from 1 till 1:30 on both of the Sundays after the service. Greg will be leading these, and I can tell you from being at last week's workshop and for the people that were there, it's a safe and holy space. Everybody's allowed to express what they feel, and the whole idea is to move forward together as a community. And if you'd like to sign up for anything, please email Cheryl at mcunitykitchener@gmail.com to let her know that you will be at one or all of the workshops. Just a quick note about August. There won't be any yogas until September the 9th. And of course, we invite Reverend Laurie to stay around if you can for a few minutes and have a discussion afterwards about your letting go and easy peasy or not. Or anything else you'd like to ask Reverend Laurie, or some chit chat on any of this subject would be wonderful if everybody stayed afterwards for a few minutes. I'll be the speaker next week. It's my pleasure. As we move into this time of change, I thought it would be maybe fun to look back on our DNA, the DNA of Unity Kitchener, how it came to be, what transpired, who were the founders, how did the building come to be, and what changes have been made. And that will start our time of workshops of change and a thriving future. Please, come with me and speak the blessing for Unity Kitchener. Let's affirm this together. Open to a deeper spiritual understanding, Unity Kitchener resolves and heals without struggle or strain. We handle our affairs and decisions with good judgment and positive, bold conviction. We are divinely guided to right action and innovative solutions in sacred synchronicity. Aligned with spirit, we are prospered and whole as a community and as individuals. With love and gratitude, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. We know that, again, Unity was built on affirmative prayer. And if you're in need of prayer at all, Silent Unity is open 24/7. And you can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY, or you can go online to Silent Unity. If you'd like anybody on our prayer team to pray for anyone you know or yourself, you can type their name into the chat. First names only. It's always known who the prayer is for. Or if you prefer, again, to get a hold of Unity Kitchener by Gmail, you're welcome to do that as well. And there's always unityprayervigil.org to go through online. And if you'd like any of the publications or booklets that are put out by Unity, unity.org/publications/booklets will take you to many things that are free that they're able to mail to you for a small charge. We at Unity Kitchener are grateful, extremely grateful for all that comes in the way of our financial well-being. We look for love offerings and tithes and know that you give generously every week. Some people have sent different types of donations in. Other people have set up for a regular donation, which you're welcome to do at any time. If you'd like to email a donation by e-transfer, it's unitykitchener@gmail.com. If you'd like to set up anything on the internet, there's a button on the Unity Kitchener website that will take you to tithely.com, and you're able to also set up a weekly or monthly or a one-time donation if you wish. And you can call into, or go on our regular website, unitykitchener.com, to do any of those things. If you prefer to use a check can be mailed into Unity Kitchener or simply dropped off at the back door where there is a mailbox. Now it's time to take a love offering blessing. We are grateful for being able to both give and receive. So if you'll hold your hands together, hold all of your abundance within you and all that we give and all we receive, and say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyously give, and all that I joyously receive. Amen. Sorry, I just mentioned that at Unity, we bless the water within us, which we're about 80% water as human beings. And of course, we bless the water on the planet as well to keep it clean, to do well ecologically. We want to be able to have pure, good water at all times. And I was just thinking this morning too about how we can hold in our hands people affected by water. And there was lots of people affected by this latest hurricane in the southern US. So we hold them in our hearts and wish them all to be well. And we'll say the water blessing and sing the song with Trish.
With these hands, with this heart, we bless this water with a pure intent.
let's join together for our final song of the service, I Am the Light of God.
I am the light of God, I am the love of God, I am the power of God, I am the presence of God, wherever I am, God is. You are the light of God, you are the love of God, you are the power of God, you are the presence of God, wherever you are, God is. We are the light of God, we are the love of God, we are the power of God, we are the presence of God, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Thank you, everyone. Please feel free to join us in some fellowship. If you'd like to stay muted, that would be great. It keeps our bandwidth down, but feel free to put up your hand or jump in and wherever you'd like to have some conversation. If you have anything you'd like to say with Lori, that would be great, or anything to just visit with each other. I'm going to stop the recording now.